Bros. This is the All Bros podcast. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we are a couple of aspiring filmmakers that love to watch and critique movies, but also enjoy a lot of bit of the nerd life. This week on the podcast, we are in person for the first time in, 6 months?
Yeah. Woo woo.
Oh, this is going to be dope, man.
Yes, it is.
All right. So this week on the podcast, we have some new Marvel figures coming in Funko Focus. 4K Spotlight. We have a new 4K coming out.
Yeah, I guess that's the way you could say it.
I don't know how else to describe it, other than saying we have that. We'll figure something out. We'll make this better. We'll make this better eventually.
We'll work on it.
Yeah. And then for our Through the Wall segment, we have a couple new trailers that we're going to discuss. And then for this week's headliner, we will be breaking down Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead.
Which I always want to call Army of the Darkness for some reason.
Yeah, who knows why? Actually, we can do that now. Because let's see what Army of the Darkness.
I want to say
there's Army of Darkness. Army of the Darkness cast.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the Bruce Campbell movie.
Yep.
Oops.
Not that movie.
That's a good one though.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys can look forward to that this episode. So let's just get right into it.
Let's do it.
Hello, my name is Brooker, and I want to talk to you about my fun horror podcast called Autopsy of a Horror Movie. Each week, I will talk about a different horror movie through one or two ways. Either a kill grade episode, where I come up with a cool rubric to grade the kills in each movie. I'll talk about the style, the method, and how impactful it was on me. At the end of the episode, I'll rank all the kills and tell you which ones are my favorite and which ones I thought sucked. I do also like to get a little academic with the movies and do more of what I call a horror review. I will talk about what was good, what was bad, what types of psychological fears the movie plays off of, and what I thought was the scariest part of the movie, while also throwing in some interpretation and wacky theories for the movie. You can find my podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts, and new episodes come out on Tuesdays. Also, if you're a YouTube fan, these episodes are made available 48 hours early on my YouTube channel at Autopsy of a Horror Movie. Please be sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at BruckerHorror, or email me at bruckerhorror@gmail.com to let me know your thoughts and interpretations, or if you have a movie request you'd like for me to do. Please rate, review, and subscribe, and I hope you get to enjoy the show.
Alrighty, first up in Funko Focus, we got a couple new Marvel figures, like we said, coming out. The first one, Rose, you actually got this one. So tell us a little bit about this new figure.
So, I guess Funko is deciding to step up their eye game when it comes to like Iron Man and War Machine, even though for some reason now staring at it, it's kind of growing on me a little bit. But they're doing the Iron Patriot from Avengers Endgame towards the ending, or was he in this throughout?
No, he was in War Machine throughout the movie.
Okay.
He didn't switch into the Iron Patriot until after Thanos blew up the...
That's what it was, okay.
Yeah.
So they're doing the final fight, I guess, Iron Patriot. Shocker, it's going to be a Funko shop exclusive, because of course.
Because F everyone.
But yeah, so now Funko is not doing the circle eyes anymore. I'm assuming this is going to happen with Iron Man as well. But yeah, he has I'm going to say rectangle eyes now. And...
yeah, so it's more like slats, and it looks... It's odd to not see a normal round eyes coming off of a Avenger or a Marvel figure.
Oh, yeah, especially considering the one that we talked about last week, the Iron Man, still has the...
Yeah, the Iron Man with the gantry has the round eyes.
Yeah, it's weird.
It is super weird. But it's not going to be a big issue for us because it's a Funko Shop exclusive.
Yeah, so I can already... Man, yeah. I don't know where I was going with that.
Dude, The only thing that I'm not the biggest fan of with this figure is the colors are very bright and vibrant, and I don't know if it was just maybe the shot, but his colors did not seem like they were that vibrant. They seemed like muted.
Yeah, that definitely looked a lot darker of a blue in the movie than it does on this pop.
Yeah, like it was very much taking inspiration from like War Machine.
I mean, at least the actual pop's blue is a lot darker than the one for the cover shot.
Yeah.
Or stock photo, whatever. So at least there's that.
That's true.
You know, I gotta agree with you on that one.
Too bad we're never going to be able to see this in person.
I mean, yeah, in my dreams.
Yeah. That's one that I wouldn't mind trying to get to try and do like a customization to do those muted colors. Maybe take some like polish.
Ooh, okay.
Like black polish to just darken all the colors and just darken the lines and everything. Give it a little bit more of that realistic, at least how he looked in the movie.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, that'd be dope. And speaking of getting effed in the ass by the Funko Shop, the figure I'm going to talk about is a new one, or a new installment in the Blacklight series, and this one's the Blacklight Ghost Rider. And this is so if you guys have ever seen the Ghost Rider where he's riding his motorcycle, it is that exact figure just painted with the blacklight colors. And it looks freaking awesome.
For some reason, I'm getting like, just from his head, looking like the Hobgoblin. If Hobgoblin had a skull.
A little bit. Like, it's kind of weird that they do the whites with like just like a yellow.
Yeah.
But this looks so freaking cool.
It does look very cool. I'll fully admit that.
I freaking hate the Blacklight series so much, dude. They have been such a pain in my ass. Like, yeah, I just want them to do a complete re-release of everything, and so I can actually get the Hulk for a decent price, and I can get this one, because these are two that I would actually get.
Yeah, I wish you the best of luck with that.
Yeah, so freaking screw everything. Such bullshit.
Oh, shit.
But if you guys want to see these figures, be sure to look on our social media on Monday.
Yeah, considering that I forgot to post the ones for last week, I'm so sorry. I suck.
Never too late. I mean, it's still...
true.
It's still the week of...
Okay, I'll drop them tomorrow, which will be the 12th. There we go, right? Yeah, it's 12th.
Yeah.
I don't know my dates.
Yeah, so those are the two figures that we got for Funko Focus. Moving on over to 4K Spotlight. We have a new Godzilla vs. Kong coming out.
It's true.
4K new.
I was going to say, wait, this is the only Godzilla vs. Kong, but it's not.
No, it is absolutely not.
There is an original.
I'm pretty sure they're on HBO.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Oh, good lord.
Like everything is. I was scrolling through and it was like Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, Godzilla versus Mothra, it was just Godzilla versus everyone.
That's funny.
Yeah, apparently Godzilla doesn't get along with anyone.
No, it's because Godzilla rules all.
Fair.
So with this release, we'll be getting not only a 4K and Blu-ray release, but we'll also be getting a Steelbook as well as a Blu-ray 3D version, which is really surprising me. I thought they were done with Blu-ray 3Ds. But anyway, I'll be posting all of these pictures, I promise. But Caleb, which looks better, the 4K cover?
Okay.
Or the Steelbook?
Ooh. I thought this was going to be an easy decision. I have to go with the Blu-ray cover.
That's what I'm thinking too. Even though I pre-ordered the Steelbook, because, no surprise there.
Yeah. So the 4K looks super dope. Like, it looks really, really cool. I just prefer the up-close faces, but I don't know. I think they did a really good job making it seem like... So, for those of you that don't know, the Blu-ray version, it just has their two faces, like, kind of just a face-off, basic face-off. And it just works really well with the color scheme and everything. Mm-hmm. But the freaking... you said Steelbook?
Yeah.
The Steelbook, it looks like you're looking up towards the sky, and it's like a Godzilla, like they're fighting each other, like Kong has like a fist going out about to clock Godzilla, and it kind of gives a sense of a little bit of a sense of scale, like you're looking up at these freaking gods of...
That's a good point.
Nature, and I really like that. I like both of them, but I think I just like the faces a bit more.
That's fair. I mean, speaking of how you said, like, kind of looking up at them, the regular Blu-ray cover is kind of like the same situation.
A little bit. I don't think it's not as good, though, because it's from, like, a side angle. That's the thing that the Steelbook has on it, it's from, like, a bottom angle.
Can I talk about how much it annoys me that they put Godzilla vs. Kong this is only for the Blu-ray release. On the Steelbook in 4K, it's fine, but on the Blu-ray release, even though it says Godzilla vs. Kong, they put Kong on the left and then Godzilla on the right.
Yeah, that's a little bit
that bugs
annoying.
The hell out of me when studios do that. I don't know what it is, but
yeah.
Well, no, I know what it is. When someone is versing somebody else, the first person, the first name should be on the left and the last name on the right.
Yeah, that's exactly how you read it.
Yeah, that's how they did it with Freddy vs. Jason. You never saw Jason on the left?
Dude, the only thing worse than that, have you seen, like, the posters where it's like all the characters or actors are lined up, like standing next to each other, and they don't line up?
Yes.
That is...
what was the movie with... It was a movie with, like, Keanu Reeves and Morgan Freeman, and they put Morgan Freeman's name over Keanu Reeves' head. And I'm like, seriously?
So dumb.
It's extremely dumb.
Like, it's just basic marketing, people. It's not that freaking hard.
It's not. I didn't think it was that hard to make a poster, but I guess it is. So, whatever.
Yeah. You guys have one job.
But yeah, so I'm amazed that this is actually getting a 3D release, and it doesn't look like it's going to be exclusive to anywhere either.
So do you need like a special TV to watch the 3D?
Yeah, yes, you need a Blu-ray 3D player as well as a 3D TV, as far as I know.
That's so dumb. Like, I thought in 2020 we got rid of the 3D TV.
I thought we did too, but I guess not.
I thought we were just done with 3D in general.
Yeah, well, apparently
like, when's the last time like a 3D anything came out?
Oh, that was like heavily pushed as a 3D film?
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't it like Avatar?
Shit, probably.
Well,
that makes you feel old.
The last movies I remember, like, when they actually like really pushed 3D were... I never saw Saw 3D, the final chapter, in theaters. But I did see Jackass 3D. And that actually was really good 3D. It was gross, but it was actually really good.
Yeah, so... a 3D push is so dumb now. Because it's like no one wants to see 3D in their own home.
No, it's... I mean, I would rather probably see it in my own home than in the theater. I mean, I told you about my worst 3D experience in the theater, right?
I don't believe so.
I thought I did. So I went to go see Age of Ultron this was like the 5th time seeing it. That is the Avengers movie I've seen the most in theaters. I swear it was either I saw it 5 or 6 times. It was
damn, bro.
Well, when Hawkeye's actually getting his moment in the sunlight, I gotta see it as many times as I can. So I decided, I think just because it was an earlier showing, I'm like, okay, you know what, I'll see the 3D showing. Why not? There was more 3D in the previews than there was in the movie. There was jack shit of 3D. There was no 3D in the movie.
That's so dumb. I hate that. I think I've said it before, the only 2 movies that I wish that I would have seen in 3D maybe not necessarily on opening day, but just at some point while it was in theaters, Doctor Strange and Ant-Man.
That's fair. I would have also wanted, especially Doctor Strange, IMAX 3D.
Yes. Holy shit. Like, could you imagine?
That'd be beautiful.
Oh, that'd be so good. Gosh, I want to buy that's my dream, to own a freaking IMAX theater and my own personal IMAX theater so I could do shit like that.
Dude, I wish that, have you heard of those 4D theaters they have in California right now?
A 4D theater?
Yeah, it's like nowhere but California right now. But like literally, I think this is kind of, it's like what D-Box does. It like kind of moves the chair a little bit, but like it literally feels like you're on a freaking roller coaster. Like if you want to go see like an action movie like Fast and Furious or some shit like that, you will literally have smoke blown at you. Water will actually come out if it's like a water scene. Your chair will shake so much for that kind of movie. Like they've said, do not sit in the front row because like you will get like engulfed with smoke and you'll be like coughing like all hell.
Dude, that would be insane.
Yeah, and tickets are only like $16.
That's it?
Yeah. It's like, I think it's at like Regal theaters, I think. Regal and AMC.
Oh, yeah. I've seen a couple of those in California. Yeah. I've never been to one.
I haven't.
But dude, could you imagine going to see like a rom-com in those kind of like seats and it's like a rain scene and you come out and you're just like, that was a great movie, but jeez. Like I am soaked.
I thought you were going to go a different route with that.
Like what?
Go see a rom-com and it's a sex scene.
Oh. Chairs just boom, 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 boom. Like, this movie's great.
It's like, damn it, the guy had to be able to go around too, didn't he?
Could you imagine? You'd probably hear some pervert in the back just like, get it, get it, get it, get it.
Dude, I'd see like freaking 50 Shades of Grey or some shit like that. And
oh my gosh. Dude, could you... I know this is like stupid to think about, but could you imagine watching 50 Shades of Grey in one of those seats? And then as soon as the first time she gets whipped, you feel it, like they shock your back or something, and you're just like, oh no, he's gonna hit her. What? Ah, son of a bitch! Dude, could you imagine?
You going through all the torture Anastasia does? That's her name, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh hell.
Oh my, like, you could take that. That'd be hilarious. That'd be... I would pay for that experience. Just say that I did. You're just like, oh, that looked like it hurt.
Walk out. So, how was 50 Shades of Grey? Well, I can't feel my back. How should I take that?
It's like, and I have like freaking whiplash.
You're just like, well, I can't feel my back and I can't feel my ass, so.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. It's like you just have a spring that just comes up and whap. Just like...
We're taking 4D to the next level, guys.
Oh shit. That would be hilarious.
Oh, good hell.
Could you imagine being like, he didn't hit her that hard, and then you go and see it in 4D, and you're like, Jesus! You freaking hit hard.
Well, guys, you're just like, I'm not going to be able to shit right for a week.
You freaking see some dude, like, immediately go and buy another ticket. It's like, I'm going to need 3 tickets to 50 Shades of Grey. Okay, like, where do you want your seats? No, I just need 1 seat, 3 different viewings. Thank you. And how long is this in theaters? Like, just for the weekend? Fantastic. I'm going to need at least 7 more tickets.
I gotta see this bad boy at least 3 times a day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh my gosh. I think we've taken this far enough.
Yeah. So, Through the Wall. It's not called Through the Wall anymore.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I thought it wasn't anymore.
No. Like, what did you... No, it was Adventures in Hunting. You kept saying Adventures in Hunting.
That's what it was.
We don't do Adventures in Hunting anymore.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, we resurrected Through the Wall. Which, just real quick, 4K Spotlight, Godzilla vs. Kong, got released.
Go
Blu-ray
buy it.
3D.
Go buy it.
Go buy it. Now moving on to Through the Wall. We got a couple new Disney Plus trailers. Or, nope. One's Disney Plus, one's HBO Max. So the first one, the Disney Plus one, is a new Monsters Incorporated show called Monsters at Work. And so, I was not expecting to see this trailer.
I wasn't... Dude, this dropped last night.
Did it really?
Yeah, while we were watching Army of the Dead. I got it right?
Yep.
Yes. While we were watching that, I got a notification on YouTube. It was oh, first official trailer. I'm like, okay, this is a weird time to drop it.
Yeah, a little bit. That late in the evening, too? Because we watched Army of the Dead, 9?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's a super weird time to drop a trailer like that.
But, no, I mean, I'm very, so far, I'm okay, I'm interested. I'm happy that Billy Crystal and John Goodman are coming back, and it looks like Jennifer...
Was Billy Crystal coming back? Because that did not sound like Billy Crystal.
It kind of didn't, but no, yeah, it's... I think, for a second, for me, it sounded like Billy Crystal, but for some reason, it didn't sound like John Goodman to me.
I didn't catch John Goodman's voice at first. I caught it the next line that he had.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh, okay, that's John Goodman. I couldn't hear Billy Crystal to save my life.
I mean, I feel, and it seems, I hope so, Jennifer Tilly is also coming back to voice Celia.
It did sound very much like her.
Which is awesome. But like I said, I'm excited for this, but it doesn't seem like it's going to really focus a lot on Mike and Sully, and that's kind of what I wanted, I know this isn't a sequel to Monsters, Inc., but that's what I wanted from that. And so, I'm excited to see these new characters, how they deal with how their new power comes from Scream. Not
Laughter.
Scream, thank you, laughter. Wow, I suck. So it's going to be interesting to see how they tackle that. But, I don't know. I'm excited, but I'm not, super, super excited.
Yeah. Same here. It's... I don't know. I'm not... Monsters, Inc. isn't, my favorite movie. Of the Disney line.
Disney Pixar line.
Whatever, screw you. Yeah, it's not my favorite, but it is an enjoyable film. And so, I'm going to watch this, but it has to be, it has to be good. Otherwise, I'm going to stop watching.
No, I agree. I feel I'm one of the few that actually really enjoys Monster University, just because
I like Monsters University. I think the Monsters universe just didn't stick with me as
that's
hard.
Fair. I'm more likely to, and I know this is probably gonna piss a lot of people off. I'm more likely to revisit Monsters University over Incredibles 2. I said it.
I don't think you're going to piss that many people off.
Okay, good.
Incredibles 2 was not great.
Okay, phew.
Yeah,
it was...
I think you're fine.
Okay, good. Because, I'm sorry, it was not worth the wait. It really wasn't.
No, it sorely let us down.
Yeah.
They should have just moved straight onto the future.
Yeah, for real, though.
Grown up everyone.
Yeah. It definitely would have worked a lot better.
Yeah.
But... oh, well.
Yeah, live and learn.
Yeah.
Alright, next up we got a second trailer for Space Jam 2.
Yes, and so this one is dropping both on HBO Max and in theaters. Like, honestly, I feel I liked the first trailer a little more. But this trailer still was very, very good. I loved being able to see the Looney Tunes more. The whole Daffy's joke when they like get transformed into CGI instead of hand drawn. He's just like, I look expensive.
that was a pretty good line.
That was funny. And then I know a lot of people have been giving hate on Zendaya voicing Lola Bunny. I think she sounds fine.
Did she really?
Yeah, that's Zendaya.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, you're with majority of America right now. Or
yeah,
the world. Right
okay,
now.
well, from what I heard, she didn't do a bad job.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I still, to this day, I have no idea why I don't like her.
Is it because Shake It Up?
I don't think it has anything to do with shaking up. I've, like, legitimately have no freaking idea why I don't like her. Or why I give her such a freaking hard time.
It's not like her monotone. No, it's not monotone. Like the way that like they portray MJ in the MCU. Is it that?
It's not even her portrayal of MJ. It's just her.
Okay.
Like all of her interviews, anything that I've seen with her, she seems like she's a really nice, genuine person.
She honestly really is.
But something about her like aggravates me. And I have no idea what.
It's so funny.
Like, it's just, I don't know what triggers me about her, but yeah.
I shouldn't find that funny, but it is for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she's just like, it's kind of like this issue I had with one of Koi's friends when in 9th grade when I was going to the same school as him. There was a friend of his that was running for student body council, or president. And she was just so happy and cheerful all the time. Very genuine person. Like, there were times where I'd see her doing something for someone, knowing that no one else is watching. Like, okay, for instance, I got to school late one day I think I had a doctor's appointment or something, and I was walking in through the halls, and I was passing by this hallway, and I looked down the hallway, and there was a teacher's, like, they had artwork of all their students put up, but it had fallen down. Oh. And I saw her going through and, like, picking them all up and trying to put them back on the wall, and I'm like, okay, like, very genuine person. But she was just so happy and smiley all the time, and the asshole inside me wanted to make her sad.
Like, honestly, I feel that sometimes, like, now, as I've gotten older, I'll, like, see, like, people, like, all smiley and happy, like, oh, you're enjoying life. How does it feel? Let me know. I'm kidding.
Dude, I'm not, like, it's just, I don't know what it is about me. I just see someone happy and I instinctively want to take it from them.
You're like, oh, you're happy? I'll go F yourself.
Pretty much. Dude, I feel like I'm that, like, that's just something that I feel like I just grew up having.
No, like, dude,
but
like,
I feel like if it's just like I think I remember talking to her. It was like at a Renaissance fair that we threw at school, and she came to each of everyone's booth, like, just wanted to figure out what it was, and we had, like, me and my buddy did, like, a petting zoo, and we had chickens. It was basically just a chicken coop and an excuse for him to bring his chickens to school. And so we had the chickens all set up, and she came by, and she's just like, oh, this is so cool. And I'm like, thanks. And she's just like, all right, well, like, I hope you're having a good day. And I'm like, I'm not. And then she's just like, oh, like, still smiley. And she's just like, I'm sorry. I'm like,
damn it.
Like, just stop smiling. Like, you're pissing me off.
Okay,
how dare you enjoy your life?
Oh my gosh, it's like, I'm just imagining you feeling, wow, life? You enjoy life? What's it like? Like, no,
I enjoy life,
no,
and I enjoy that other people enjoy life. Actually, that might be a lie. I don't know if I enjoy other people enjoying life.
Like I told you, like when I see someone happy, I'm just like, damn, how does it feel to be happy?
Yeah, or
we're getting
maybe,
like really dark
maybe
here.
with me, it's even more, it's more like seeing someone. Like I need to see them. I need to see them have a bad day because it's like any of my friends that I had in school.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've seen that. Like I saw them have a bad day, and then like a majority of the time they're just like happy, smiley people, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
but it's just like I think there was just something in me had not seen her sad, and I needed to see that. And if I wasn't going to see it on my own, I was going to be the cause of the sadness.
So messed up.
I know I'm messed in the head,
but I love it.
Anyway, Zendaya's voicing Lola Bunny. Getting back to Space Jam.
They're definitely, from what I've heard and seen, they're definitely trying to like, what's the word? Under-sexualize her.
It does feel like that.
Yeah, which I mean, kudos to them. Like, I'll fully admit, like, well, at least from just like the things that I've seen online. I promise I don't like enter the weird part of the web, but it's kind of crazy how much people sexualize like Lola Bunny. It's kind of like up there with Jessica Rabbit.
Jeez, that's wild. And yeah, like her design looks like very different.
Yeah.
And I don't know like exactly what it is. I actually haven't seen the first Space Jam.
Are you shitting me?
Not even a little bit. I've never seen the original Space Jam.
Okay,
and
dude,
I think it's on HBO.
Yeah, dude, I'm sorry. We're cutting out like Warcraft tomorrow and we're watching Space Jam.
Well, Warcraft we'd have to pay for.
Oh, okay. Then that's even better. Okay, we're watching Space Jam tomorrow.
Yeah.
Deal?
I'm absolutely down.
Okay, good.
But yeah, I've
never seen Space Jam.
I've seen is like a short little clip of Lola Bunny, like here and there, like randomly, and it's just like, okay, I don't get the big deal. It's just like the way that they. Maybe I'm just not. I hadn't just seen the right clips because it's just like, okay, like cool.
Like, honestly, I hate how much they over-sexualize her because she's actually really funny in the first Space Jam movie. Like the relationship between her and Bugs is freaking hilarious.
Yeah, I need to watch it. So if we're gonna do that, we're gonna fix this problem
like
tomorrow.
So like you've never like really gotten the hype around the Space Jam theme?
Nope.
Oh, bro. Oh, this makes me sad.
Yeah. Okay, so there is I don't even know what he is. He's not really on YouTube. This guy from Vine, back when that was a thing.
Oh, that takes
his
me
name's
back.
Jake Holland. Like he looks like, oh shit, what's his name? What is the lumberjack's name from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Oh,
it's like Cornelius.
It's, I swear it's I just can't remember the last name.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Speaking of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, all those other reindeer were assholes. I just want to point that out. They were dicks.
Yo. What is his name? Yukon Cornelius? Or is it Cornelius Yukon?
I think it's Yukon Cornelius.
Okay, yeah. Yukon Cornelius. He looks like Yukon Cornelius. His name's Jake Holland. And he does, like, has this bit where he comes in with, like, he has, like, this alter ego that loves the Space Jam. Or, I think it's the Space Jam theme song. And he's just, like, he'll open the fridge and, like, look up. And then, like, the guy's sitting there with, like, the jukebox. And he's just like, wait, no, yeah, that's him. And then he, like, plays it and it's like, come on and slam. And I'm like, that's what I know that from. I do not associate that with Space Jam at all. Like, I didn't even realize it was from Space Jam.
Dude, like in the first trailer when they were playing that remix, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be so hyped.
But yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited for this one, and I love what they're doing, like animation wise. Like, kind of going. It seems like they're going back and forth.
That's what I mean. I'm just gonna let you know. The first one, they were all hand drawn, always. So
that is absolutely fine with me.
And Bill Murray's in it.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm pumped. Yeah, so I'm excited for Space Jam, just because I know there's a lot of hype behind it, so it better live up to the hype.
I really hope it does. If it does, I'm gonna feel really shitty.
All right, so 1 out of 10 for these.
Space Jam is about an 8.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the sequel. Monsters at Work, as much as I hate to say it, it's probably like 7.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez, I'm way lower.
Like,
I'm like, okay, for Monsters at Work, I think I'm like at a 6.
That's fair.
Just like some mild, like, hey, like I'm gonna watch it when I'm gonna watch it. Like, I think just 5. I think 5 is my like, like I'll watch it if I have nothing else going on. 4 below and down is more like, I'm probably not gonna watch this unless I have like absolutely nothing else to watch.
Like, is 4,
so
like,
6 is like I'm going to watch it and I'm going to give it a shot, but it's going to need something to hold my attention.
So like say like you put it at like a 5 or a 4, would that be like if like say like, you know, I was out here and I'm just like, hey, you know, like let's watch Monsters at Work? Would that, you're kind of just like, I wasn't really planning on it, but since you want to and you're out here, why not? Would that be in like...
No, if I was at a 5 or a 4,
yeah,
then yes.
Okay.
Like I said, being at a 5, it's like, okay, if I have nothing else to watch and I see it, I'm probably going to give it a viewing.
Okay.
Anything lower than 5 is more like, anything lower than 5, it's just going to get harder and harder and harder for me to want to watch it.
Fair enough. Okay.
And then 6 is like, I'm going to kind of seek it out. It's just like, oh, if I get, it's more going to end up being one of those things where it's like, oh, yeah, Monsters at Work is showing.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, so that's what I think it's going to end up being. Space Jam, on the other hand, I'm at a 7.
Hell yeah.
I think I'm leaning more towards a 6 than an 8.
Fair
only
enough.
because I haven't seen the first one and don't understand the hype yet.
Okay.
So once we watch the first one, I'll readjust if people ask us to.
All right, I like it.
Alrighty, so I think that covers everything for Through the Wall. So let's move on to this week's headliner, where we break down Army of the Dead.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, like we said, this week's headliner, we will be breaking down Army of the Dead, the Zack Snyder Netflix movie. Because it was straight to Netflix, right?
I mean, it might actually still be playing in theaters.
Is it really?
Yeah, it was like a limited release in theaters.
Oh.
Netflix has kind of been doing that because it did the same thing with Mitchell's versus the Machines and The Prom. So.
Alright. So yeah, we watched this on Netflix. We watched it last night because Rose was in town and we freaking watch movies.
This is true.
It's kind of our shtick. But yeah, unfortunately, we did not ask a question of the week again. I think we just got out of practice, so we need to get back on that.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, we'll find a system that works.
Yeah.
So, if you are new to our breakdown system, we have split movies into 8 different categories that we individually score to come to a final All Bros letter grade. And the 8 categories that we score are story, writing, acting, character development, but with this being a horror movie, we're going to change that to logic, and then effects, music, costumes, and then we give it our own personal grade at the very end. So with that, if you have not seen Army of the Dead, I suggest you go check it out. I think it's worth the watch.
Just know that it is the length of a lot of Zack Snyder movies, so it's definitely over 2 hours. Just letting you guys know that.
Yep, so slot away sometime. But yeah, so Rose is about to spoil the entire movie for you. So you've been warned.
Alright. So, a United States military convoy traveling from Area 51 collides with a car on the highway outside Las Vegas. The convoy's cargo, a zombie, escapes, killing and infecting several soldiers before heading into the city. There, they infect most of the city's population. After military intervention fails, the government quarantines the city. Casino owner Bly Tanaka and his associate Martin approach former mercenary Scott Ward about a job to recover $200 million from his casino vault in Vegas before the military deploys a tactical nuclear strike on the city. Ward
Okay, hold up.
Yeah.
Were they mercenaries?
Apparently, I never got that from...
I didn't get that either. So the way that it kind of opened up was they were kind of showing how they were blocking off Las Vegas with these big ass shipping containers, and apparently there's enough of them to freaking block off Vegas.
Bless you.
Thank you. But the way that they did it, they were just showing everyone in these action sequences, but then they would show them in holding up a picture of their families, and it just seemed like everyone was family people. It didn't seem like they were. It didn't seem like they were trained soldiers or anything. They were just people.
Yeah,
that just turned into badasses because zombies.
Yeah.
It seemed like Dave Bautista's character, Scott Ward, it seemed like he wanted to be a chef.
It did. It did seem like that.
He kept talking about starting a food truck. He was found, working in a freaking burger joint. It was weird. So, to call them mercenaries, I think is a bit of a stretch.
You're not wrong. Alright, so Ward agrees and recruits his former teammates, Maria Cruz and Vanderoy, along with helicopter pilot Marion Peters, German safecracker, Ludwig Dieter, and Chicano sharpshooter Mikey Guzman, who brings along his associate Chambers. Martin joins the team to give them access to the casino. Ward's estranged daughter Kate, who works at a quarantine camp, directs them to Lily, a smuggler familiar with the city, who also recruits Bert Cummings, a camp security guard. When Kate learns Lily escorted her friend Gita into Vegas, Kate insists on joining the team over Ward's objections. After an encounter with a zombified tiger upon entering Vegas, Lily wounds Cummings and explains that a group of intelligent zombies known as alphas will allow safe passage in exchange for a sacrifice. An alpha female known as the Queen takes Cummings away to the Olympus Casino, where the alpha leader Zeus infects him. Lily leads the team to a building full of hibernating normal zombies. Ward creates a path through the zombies with glow sticks. When Chambers accuses Martin of ulterior motives, he diverts her off the path, and she wakes the zombies. After she is surrounded and bitten, Guzman shoots the gasoline canister on her back, destroying her and the surrounding zombie horde. At Bly's casino, Ward and Kate turn on the power Peter prepares a helicopter on the roof, and Dieter works on the vault. Martin and Lily stay outside under the pretense of keeping watch, but instead lure the queen into the open. Martin beheads her and takes her head. Zeus discovers her body and returns her to the Olympus casino, revealing that the queen was pregnant with a zombie fetus. That's gross. Enraged.
Okay, the way that they revealed this was disgusting.
Yeah, usually I can handle this kind of shit, like blood and guts and stuff, but a little too much for me.
Yeah, so I didn't realize they gave the main zombie a name.
I didn't either.
Yeah, so apparently the main zombie's name was Zeus.
Yeah.
And yeah, so he took the body of his beheaded queen to Olympus, or to the Olympus, and then dug into her body and pulled out the fetus. It was rough, to say the least.
Just a little bit.
Just oh, okay, this is where we're going.
Yeah. Alright. Enraged, Zeus directs the Alphas to Bly's casino. A news report reveals the government has brought forward the nuclear strike, giving the team approximately 90 minutes. As Dieter opens the vault, Ward discovers Kate had left to look for Gita. As Ward and Cruz are about to search for her, Alphas appear and kill Cruz. Martin traps the team in the basement, explaining that Bly cares only about the zombie head, which can create a zombie army for the government and is worth more than the money in the vault. When he steps outside, he discovers Lily stole the queen's head and the tiger mauls him to death. Vanderoy attempts to fight Zeus, but is easily overpowered. Dieter sacrifices himself to get Vanderoy in the vault safely. Ward, Lily, and Guzman make it to the lobby, where zombies attack them and swarm Guzman. Guzman detonates his grenades, killing the zombies and destroying the money he carried. Zeus confronts them on the roof. Lily distracts him with the queen's head as Ward and Peters escape. Zeus impales Lily, who destroys the head by dropping it off the roof. Peter takes Ward to the Olympus casino to retrieve Kate. Inside, Kate finds Gita and kills the infected Cummings. Zeus chases them on Peter's helicopter. Zeus overpowers Ward and bites him. As the nuke destroys Vegas, Zeus is distracted by the bomb flash and Ward kills him. The nuke's shockwave causes the helicopter to crash, killing Peters and Gita. Kate survives and finds Ward, who gives Kate money to start a new life before turning into a zombie. Kate kills him as a rescue helicopter arrives. Vanderoy exits the vault with the remaining money. He drives to Utah and rents a private plane to take him to Mexico City. On the flight, he discovers that he has been bitten.
So this is a pretty clean-cut zombie movie, I feel.
I would agree with that. I mean, for some reason, I don't know what it is. I have not seen a lot of zombie movies. I don't really... It's not that I don't like them. It's just they don't really interest me. I own the two Zombieland movies. I haven't watched them, but I own them.
The Zombieland movies are more comedy than zombie film.
I feel that might be my go-to. Probably that's probably what I would like more in a zombie film.
Yeah, I feel in other zombie movies, and in this one too, they do have very I don't even know what to call this. It's just excessive gore. That's kind of what zombie movies are to me. It's just hey, they want to do this crazy shit to people, but they can't justify it, so they need to make them zombies.
I mean, if that's the case, this movie delivers with that in spades, because holy shit.
Yeah, very, very gruesome movie. But it's a zombie movie wrapped up in a bank heist.
Yeah, and then there's
a casino heist, sorry.
And then you throw a daddy-daughter relationship that's on the rocks into that. And
yeah. And then it's so confusing because they didn't even start dealing with their issues until really late.
Hell, I felt like it was 20 minutes before the movie was over.
Yeah, it was. So it was odd. It was just like an odd combination of everything.
Yeah.
And like it worked, like it was entertaining. Like if anything about this movie, it was entertaining. Just story-wise, it's just
No, I agree. Like honestly, maybe if it was because I was tired, a little tired, but I did catch myself like nodding off for a couple times.
I did too.
Okay, all right, good. I'm not the only one.
Yeah. So it was good. It was entertaining enough to keep our attention, but there are some slow areas that didn't. And I think that just has to do with the super freaking long runtime. I think he could have. I think there is another edit that could have been done with this.
I agree, because hell, this was like 2.5 hours, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was a long-ass freaking movie.
It did not, like, at most 2 hours. That's at most. But
yeah, it was a lot. But I'd say if you like zombie movies, you're going to have fun. If you like bank heist movies, I think you'll enjoy it. Obviously, if you like both of those, you're going to enjoy it. But if you're not really a big fan of zombie movies and you're not really a big fan of bank heist movies, I don't think there's a lot in this movie for you.
There's not. No, honestly, I would throw in if you're not a big Zack Snyder fan.
Yeah, there are some very
Snyder-esque moments in this movie.
Yeah, like you could almost use it like a verb. It's just like, oh, it's very Zack Snyder.
You seriously could, like, honestly.
Yeah, lots of slow-mo, lot of freaking gore.
Which I did appreciate. I did appreciate that.
Yeah, so it was good. It was good. Like I said, if anything, it was entertaining. But story-wise, it just did not hit very high marks. So we actually put the story at a 73.
Damn.
And looking ahead, that's honestly the lowest category.
Okay.
So it's your run-of-the-mill zombie movie with like a few added things about it that make it a little bit better than other zombie movies.
Yeah, exactly.
So the fact that it's set in Las Vegas is one. And that's really it.
Yeah, straight up, dude.
Alright, moving on over to writing. That is sitting at a 77.5. So I thought the writing was a lot better than the actual story.
I would agree with that. I can't even remember what I gave writing.
You gave it a 70 as well, which I completely understand. I gave it a lot higher because I thought the comedic points were hit really, really well.
That's fair. There were some, like, certain characters' lines that really did hit. What was his name? Dieter?
Yeah, Dieter was amazing.
Yeah, his lines really hit every single joke that he had to deliver.
Yeah. So to get to the casino, to get to the casino vault, there was, the way that they described it, that there were a lot of non-lethal booby traps. And so they went and got a zombie, which their timeline was just so off. Like, how did you get one zombie?
Yeah, for real, though.
In, like, just a really short period of time.
Like, seriously, like, the first one was, like, a janitor zombie, and then the second one was, like, the chef zombie. I'm like, okay, so these are just lying around, okay.
Yeah, like, come on. Freaking bullshit. And so, what they try to do is get the zombie to walk to the vault. And so, what they did with the first zombie is they just kind of, like, brought him down and, like, let him go. And so, when he started walking towards them, they just shot him in the head, and they're just like, come on. And so, he's just like, goes back up the elevator, gets it. The chef zombie puts his hand in a microwave and then throws it at the vault. And so that's how he walks through, and then he like steps on a pressure plate, and then like darts come and like hit him, and they're just like, oh, okay. And so he keeps walking a bit more, hits another pressure plate, and then it's like freaking machine guns coming out of the wall, and Dieter, like, his is just like, this is non-lethal? And then he keeps walking more, and then he steps on another pressure plate, and then the walls come and freaking crush the zombie in the middle of them. I'm like, that's bullshit. Like, why would you have all of those security measures for a casino vault?
Yeah,
and not even give them a way to get past them? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Maybe you're the asshole.
Oh, I love that.
But yeah, I loved Dieter. And so he was the German vault cracker.
Yeah, basically what he was. But he was also like the scaredy cat of the group.
Yeah, and like freaking legit. Like, so he was the only one that I feel acted realistically to the zombies.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So when they are going through the casino and they run into the horde of hibernating zombies, he's walking and he's just like, oh, what the hell is this? And he lifts up his light and is face to face with a freaking zombie, and he squeals like a little girl. And it's just like, yeah, that's exactly how you should react.
Yep.
And so he does that like a few more times, like zombies kind of come out of nowhere, and he's just like, ah. And I'm like, yeah, exactly.
Yep.
But I loved how his character was written. I loved Peters.
Yes.
So Peters was the helicopter pilot, and she was just freaking wild. Like, she was filling up a freaking tanker, and she was smoking.
Those balls right there. Those balls.
Yeah. And so she, like, it was so funny. They went to her to, like, they went to recruit her, and they were like, hey, how would you like to make $2 million for one day's work? And she's just like, yes. And they're like, okay, this is the job. And she's just like, I don't care. $2 million if this works out. Like, yeah, I'm in. And I'm like, I freaking love her. And they kept trying to explain it. You don't even want to know what the job is? And she's just like, $2 million.
Yep.
Don't care.
I hate this job, so what do I have to lose?
Yeah. And then when the guy that commissioned the job actually is freaking sent his head of security with everyone, she's just like, listen, like, we don't know this guy. We don't know what his cut is. So maybe we have an incentive to let him die.
Oh yeah, like, I forgot about that.
Like, she is a freaking genius.
She really is.
And like trying to list everyone's importance, and she's just like, yeah, so the vault cracker, like, obviously he's number one. Like, he's the one that makes this all work. Like, obviously, like, I'm thinking number 2 for me, escape helicopter. Like, that's pretty important. And then maybe like tied for 3 for the rest of you. Like, I freaking love that. Like, I think it was just really, like, smartly written.
It really
the comedy bits just hit. There was maybe like 1 or 2 that I feel didn't quite hit, but everything else I think was solid.
How'd you feel about the writing between Dave Bautista and his daughter?
I felt like that was a bit weak.
Yeah, I'll definitely agree with that.
I think that's honestly what brought it down for me a lot, was their writing, because it just felt like I don't know, like, it just went on for too long. Like, I didn't even think that it was like daddy-daughter until much later. It didn't feel like it for such a long time.
Hell, I didn't really feel it until the end, when she had to say her last goodbye.
Yeah. And, like, by then, I did not care about their relationship.
Yeah, no.
And I freaking gave it to the Mitchells versus the Machines and Not Promising a Woman. I gave it to another one. Daddy-daughter scenes freaking tear me up.
Yep.
This did nothing for me. So
Which
I think that says everything about...
It really does, like, honestly.
Yeah, it just felt like they didn't care.
No.
And so it's hard. I think it was hard for them to establish that relationship, and it was just so weak.
It's like bugging me. I have to know what episode that was.
Which episode?
Because, like, I swear it was, like, a newer episode, wasn't it?
For where I was...
Ryan the Last Dragon.
Yes. That one freaking tore me a new one, too. But yeah, this one, it had a daddy-daughter moment, tried to pull it off, didn't do it. Not even a little bit.
No, it did not.
It was not good. So...
It's like you tried and you failed.
Yep. So, I mean, it sucks, but that's kind of just how it is with these.
Oh, yeah, no.
Like, you don't go into a zombie movie expecting the writing to be, like, fantastic. And I think I might have talked myself down.
Shit.
So, I think I'm going to change mine, because I was, like, at 85. I think I'm going to go down to, like, a 78. Which actually changes our writing grade to a 74.
Damn.
Alright, next up we got acting. And acting is sitting at a 77.5. So, what did you think of?
Overall, I thought it was pretty good. Dave Bautista was kind of... He was Dave Bautista for me. Like, Dave Bautista's acting is never, like, incredible. Like, nothing wrong with the guy. Like, it's nothing like Oscar worthy, I feel, when it comes to Dave Bautista's acting. But overall, I thought he did a good job. I feel the standouts for me were definitely what's her name? Tig Norton? Is that her name?
Tig Notaro.
Notaro, thank you. Who played oh my god, what's her name? Peters. So, the second most important for the job. Freaking, like, literally everything that came out of her mouth was comedic gold. And then, Matthias, I'm gonna butcher this, Matthias Schweighofer, who played Ludwig Dieter, also amazing when it came to comedic timing. Loved him, and then I just want to point out one more. It is Omari Hardwick who played Vanderoy. The chemistry, because I feel like the actors definitely had chemistry. I feel when it came to, like, bouncing off of each other. Vanderoy and Ludwig were amazing in every single scene they were together. I love them to death, and I wish that they were in more together. Freaking amazing.
I agree. I think so. Matthias, who played Dieter, actually reminds me of, like, a younger Alan Tudyk.
Yeah, same here. He does look like that.
Yeah, and I think him and Vanderoy, they have a comedic thing going on that I think they should take advantage of immediately.
I absolutely agree.
But Tig Notaro, she was, I'm assuming, they were just awesome. I'm just going to go with, like, the safe bet. Yeah, like, oh, so good. So freaking good. Yeah, unfortunately, Dave Bautista, like you said, was Dave Bautista.
Yeah.
There was nothing new or fresh about his performance. It was just kind of him being him. But everyone else, they did a pretty good job. I think there was a few people that maybe overacted. The one that maybe went a little too hard was Nora Arnzeter, who played Lily, or the Coyote.
Oh, that's fair.
I think she might have gone a little too hard. And I also feel like the Mariah Cruz, she also not super great. And I think what ruined it for me is the like, like the sudden I love you when the zombies were coming in. Yeah,
that came out of freaking nowhere. I'm like, okay, I never sensed a romantic relationship between you two. I thought it was kind of like a brother-sister kind of thing.
That's what I was thinking too. And so when she's just like, I thought like we were going to be a thing. I'm like, what? Like, why? What led you to believe that? Like they didn't have like a flirty relationship whatsoever.
It's like, sorry, I don't believe in incest. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right? Which in the movie, they were not brother or sister. No. It's just, it came off like that.
Yeah, it felt like it.
So it was just, like, dumb. And I think they had a B story in this that, like, I did not give two shits about. Like, the B story was, like, the father-daughter, which Kate Ward, I mean, she did what she could.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, it was her story that, like I said, the B story that kind of just was the motivation for her going into the Vegas to save her friend Gita. I completely forgot that Gita was even a part of this movie.
Yeah, you mean both.
Like, that's just how little of a shit I gave about Gita. Like, they could have just honestly been like, yeah, that's where everyone goes to die, and be like, well, alright, well, Gita's dead.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think that they could have maybe done a bit better with that. At least just sell me a bit.
No, I absolutely agree.
But yeah, we were fairly close. There was a 5-point difference between us. But acting is sitting at a 77.5.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. Like, I don't think anyone did anything Oscar worthy. No. I don't think that there was like a big standout.
No, there really wasn't.
There was I think we brought it up. Like Van der Rohe and Dieter were the standouts.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
They were not that far ahead from everyone else.
Yeah.
So I think a 77.5 is more than fair. Moving on over to our character development, which for this being a horror movie is going to be logic. So this one's sitting at a 79.5.
I mean, I don't know a lot of, like I said, I don't watch a lot of zombie movies, so the logic that they set up in this one, like, it made sense to me. I mean, I don't know. In most zombie films, is it that if you just shoot a zombie, they're good?
And okay, a lot of them, like it always seems to be head trauma. Okay. Is the main thing.
Because I feel not all of them were a headshot for all these zombies.
I feel like there was a lot of times where the headshots were absolute bullshit. Like when they just decided to unload their weapons and just like spray across and then like a line of zombies drop. Like, you're telling me every single one of those bullets hit?
Yeah.
Bullshit. So it was things like that. Like, I think they followed their own rules really well.
Yeah. It's
just, they went a little too far outside the realm of possibility for me.
Like, I think it was you that pointed out, like, there's this one scene where, it's at the opening, and, like, one of the girls goes to, like, a car, and she sees two people, and she sees, like, a bite on one of them, and so she shoots both of them, and you don't expect to see that much blood splatter in the car. Like, literally, it looked like just like a gallon of blood hit the front windshield and the back windshield.
Yeah, and she only shot the one time.
Yeah.
But she shot twice, and so, like, the second one didn't even, like, you couldn't even see that well.
No.
Like, it just freaking, like, exploded those people. Like, it was like she had some sort of Hellboy rocket missile come out of her freaking pistol.
Like, for real, though.
And it wasn't like an oversized pistol or anything. It was just like a normal pistol.
Yeah, there's nothing special about it.
Yeah, so she just like points her gun in and then just like red all over the freaking windshield. Like, there was less blood in freaking Pulp Fiction.
For real, though. For real, though.
So I was just like, it was things like that I was calling bullshit. I also know that grenades, they're concussive blasts. They're not like fiery explosive blasts. But I let that go.
Okay.
Because they kept that established that that's what grenades do.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I can live with that. Like, just Hollywood, grenades, whatever.
You know, because we talked about the car, can I lower my score, actually?
You want to lower it?
Yeah. To an 80?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Because, yeah, I forgot how much that kind of pissed me off.
Yeah.
There would not be that much blood.
So, another thing that freaking pissed me off, all of these people are supposed to be normal humans.
Yeah.
So, you do not expect to see crazy feats of strength, like throwing a freaking poker table at a horde of zombies.
Yeah, and especially how it just, like, glided perfectly.
Yeah. Like, Dave Bautista's character, like, he doesn't even, like, do it with both hands. He just one-hands a freaking poker table and flings it across a casino to hit these zombies. And I'm like, are you shitting me?
I'm sure Zack Snyder's just like, well, you know, Dave Bautista's ripped. I'm sure people can believe it.
I can't.
Okay, what if it was The Rock?
No.
Okay.
Two hands, if he would have done it with two hands, I may have bought it a bit more than I did when he's manhandling his freaking big ass machine gun and then just one hand flings this table.
Okay.
I'm like, nah. Not buying it even a little bit. Trying to think of other things like logic wise. Okay, here's another one. A lot of my issues were physics based. So the head of security that was sent on this mission gets attacked by the zombie tiger. What he does is he grabs the dude's leg and starts flinging him side to side. But when he is doing that, it's almost like his body is like super stiff.
I remember.
Like, it seems like they're grabbing him from like the waist down and then sliding him side to side instead of flinging him by his legs.
Yeah.
And it just felt so off because like he's getting swung side to side multiple times. Like, it isn't just like one occurrence, which I probably would have let it go if it was just one time. But it was multiple that he was getting freaking ragdolled like that. And it just felt so odd.
No, that's fair.
Because the tiger, like, the highest he got was like to the back of his calf. And then was like flinging him. And I'm like, nah, that's not how you move.
Yeah. No.
Like, I'm pretty sure his legs would break before he did that.
For real, though.
So, that was another thing that I was just like, no. And there was a lot of, like, superhuman feats with the zombies, which I can let go. I can let go and maybe understand, like, okay, zombies have super strength. Like, whatever. I don't care about that. But humans, they need to have a realistic set of abilities.
Yeah.
And physics-based, like, you need to pay attention to that shit because it stands out, like, so much.
No, it absolutely does.
Yeah, so with that corrected score from Rose, character development actually dropped down, or logic dropped down to 77. Alright, moving on over to effects. So we are sitting at an 85 with effects. we were actually unanimous on this. I felt the effects were pretty good for the most part.
No, honestly, like every single time a zombie got blown up, got his head shot off, shit looked freaking awesome. So I was very happy with most, and I'm sure you would agree with this. Like the thing that I had the biggest problem with was that zombie tiger.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was all like, I think our biggest issue, like we were able to kind of like figure it out together, but our biggest issue, it looked really good. It had realistic features. There was just something missing, and I think what was missing, so it's kind of like half tiger face, half skeleton.
Yes.
And so I think what was missing on that is the skeleton part and the skin. It seemed like it was like flat almost. So it needed, I think, a bit more texture to it and a little bit more depth. So it seemed like there was skin. Like if they would have made it look like it had extended the fur out a little bit more so it looked thicker compared to the skeleton, I think that would have sold it for me.
I absolutely agree.
I had no issues with the movement. For this being something that was released on Netflix, I think everything looked incredible.
Yeah.
Zombie movements looked really good. A lot of them were at a distance. I think all of that looked solid as all hell.
No, I definitely agree.
The gore was top notch. There was so much shit that I'm just like,
so good.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
One standout is when Zeus gets initially released, he like rips the jaw off of a soldier. That looked rough.
Yeah, like the next guy just literally gets bitten on the neck. I'm like,
well, you got the good end of that deal.
Yeah, he did. Because like when they like start come back to life as zombies, like you see the first guy, he's like, okay, he's got a bite on the neck, and then you see the guy that had his jaw completely like taken off. You're just like, ooh, damn.
Yeah, but they showed it.
Yeah,
that's what threw me off.
I'm like, damn.
I'm like, hard to watch. Hard to watch.
I thought it was bad when Michael broke that guy's jaw in Halloween 2018, like at the gas station.
Yeah, that was nothing.
Yeah, that is jack shit compared to how this one looks.
Yeah, it's just like, woo, like, jeez. I'm trying to think of anything else, like, effects-wise. Everything else looked really good.
It did. No, honestly.
Yeah. So, I don't think I had any other issues. So, that's why I think we ended up giving it exactly where it deserved. It was above average, but there were some issues.
Yeah, I agree.
Just like, I think the biggest issues were just like some movements obviously looked a little bit fake.
Yeah.
Nothing that like pulls you out of the movie other than maybe the tiger, but like I said, the tiger I think I would have been able to let go had they just done their texturing a little bit better.
Yeah, no, I can definitely agree with that.
Yeah, so other than that, like, pretty good. So effects is sitting at an 85. Music is sitting at an 8. We were in agreement with that.
The soundtrack for this movie, especially the beginning, I gotta figure out which Elvis Presley song they were singing at the beginning because I forget. Do you remember it all?
Gosh, I freaking love this song. I think it's Suspicious Minds.
Oh. Yep, yeah, you're right.
Oh, freaking nailed it. Do I know my Elvis or what?
Because then after that, does it lead into Viva Las Vegas?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, freaking the two songs at the beginning of this movie are kick ass.
Yeah, they did a lot of different variations of those Elvis songs.
Yeah.
Like they did the original Elvis Presley version for the Suspicious Minds, but then they had like people doing covers for.
Yeah, the Viva Las Vegas version was sung by Richard Cheese and Alison Krauss.
Yeah, and so that one was really cool because it was slower. Like they slowed it down, and it was a lot of the slow-mo seeing people get attacked by zombies.
I loved it so much.
Dude, it looks so freaking good.
So great. So great.
Like, gosh, and it's all these, like, these Vegas attractions. Like, so, I'm pretty sure they were, like, escorts or some showgirls or whatever. But you see this dude getting chased down this hallway by these topless showgirls, and it's terrifying.
Yeah.
You're just like, I don't know how to feel about this. Like, what's CinemaSin's new thing that they say whenever they have, like, something like that where it's just, like, a confusing arousal?
Oh, shit, I forget.
Oh, they say, why is this boner?
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's exactly how I felt. Like, why?
You really don't know how to feel about zombies with tits. I'm just saying.
You don't. It's so conflicting. But anyway, getting back into the music aspect, this was so solid for me. I think, honestly, I don't even know, like, okay, I think there was just some scores that they had that brought it down that weren't as memorable as the soundtrack itself.
That's fair.
So I think that's what ultimately brought it down to an 8. Otherwise, I think if they would have just stuck with Elvis songs, I would have been up at a 9.
Yeah. Oh, same here. This soundtrack would have been incredible if it was all Presley.
Yeah. So I would have been very happy with it had they done that. And I don't think they would have distracted from the movie at all.
No.
I think, like, in the last, the Mitchell versus the Machines, I think if they would have gone a little bit too hard on the music, it would have been distracting from the story.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they would have just kept Elvis, it would have been at a solid 9 and no complaints.
Yep. Absolutely.
So, yeah. All right, next up we got costumes. And costumes, we are sitting at a 7.
Not bad. Like, the way I feel the reason why I graded it 1 lower than you, because Caleb graded it an 8, was because it was mostly just like army tactical gear that they were wearing, or just like stuff that they feel would be like comfortable trying to fight off zombies. So like it wasn't really anything like, oh my gosh, that looks like incredible, like super cool costume. I mean, it looked fine, like they looked like comfortable clothes to be able to be fighting in a zombie apocalypse. But it just wasn't like anything really struck out to me.
I think what stood out to me was the Queen.
That's fair.
She kind of had like a very showgirl outfit about her. It's kind of like a sequined bikini and like I don't even know what you would call it, like a butt cape.
I think sure, let's call it that.
It was like a skirt, but it was only like half of a skirt, and it was on the back, and so it felt like very regal.
Yes.
And so I really liked that. Her headdress looked really good. I also gave some points because it was a lot of the zombies were makeup.
That's fair. Good point.
I do think that they may have needed a little bit of work on some of the zombies. Maybe just, I don't know, made them a little bit more intimidating. At least the alphas.
That's fair.
Like all the other ones, I think you could have just gotten away with what you did.
Yeah.
But I think the alphas needed a bit of work just to give them, like, enhance them a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, there was a couple that had glowing blue eyes, and those looked freaking awesome.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I think you just needed a few more of those.
Fair enough.
Other than that, yeah, I think another thing that brought it down was just the tactical gear. It worked, it fit, but nothing just out of this world.
Yeah.
So I think it's deserving of a 7. I think that's why I gave it an 8, but since we round down, I'm happy with a 7.
Okay.
Like, I absolutely understand it. Alright, last up we got our own personal grade. So you want to start this one off?
I would love to. So overall, like I said, I'm not the biggest zombie movie fan. I've never seen any of The Walking Dead, nothing like that. So for like someone that is not the biggest fan of these movies, I had a decent time. There were some slow spots like Caleb and I went over. But like when it came to like the actual like zombie like getting blown up shit, that was cool as hell. So I freaking loved all of that shit. So I am sitting at a 72.
Nice. So I am actually sitting a bit higher. I typically don't like zombie movies. I think that they can be boring. It's just a lot of like, it's basically just fear porn or gore porn.
Dude,
like that's all it really is.
That is like one of the best explanations I think I've ever heard.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
kind of
that.
like the Saw movies too. Like those can just be freaking.
Yeah, I'll definitely agree with you on that one.
Yeah, but I think I had a good time with this movie. I liked it a lot better than I expected to. So I think I'm gonna sit at an 87.
Shit, you're way higher than me.
Yeah, I don't think it was quite 90. I think the reason I'm giving it so high is because it took me off guard.
Okay.
And
fair enough.
I just had fun with it.
I like it.
Yeah, so I think because of that, yeah, honestly, because of that, I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, so averaging our scores out, that brings our personal grade to a 79.5.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. And that concludes this breakdown. So, the final All Bros letter grade for Army of the Dead is...
Drum sound, drum sound, drum sound, drum sound.
Oh yeah, you don't have a stand to do it.
Well, and also I don't want to wake up my niece.
Fair enough. A C+. Not
bad.
Yeah. I honestly not hating that. It's on the higher end. So it's sitting at a 78.8%.
That's not bad.
Honestly. No, not even a little bit. So let's see. So sitting at a C+, that...
Dude, I didn't even know you had this new system.
I told you I did.
I'm sorry, my memory's awful. I apologize. But, oh, dude.
Yeah, we haven't decided like how we're doing this.
That's bitching.
Alright, so comparing this to other C+ movies that we have graded. So like I said, Army of Dead is sitting at a 78.875%. So the 5 movies above Army of the Dead are Jexy by 0.2, Mortal Kombat.
That's fair. At least for me.
By a point. There's like by point. I don't even know. That's math. Yeah, so Jexy, Mortal Kombat, then Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, which is tears at my soul.
Was that Brucker, right?
Yeah.
Thanks, Brucker. We still love you, man.
Then Aladdin, the remake, and then The Croods: A New Age. And so, yeah, the margins are very, very close on that. Because The Croods: A New Age is sitting at a 79.6. Almost a 79.7. So yeah, the margins there are really, really tight. And then the 5 movies below Army of the Dead, in order, are The New Mutants, Godzilla vs. Kong, Jumanji: The Next Level, Tag, and The Babysitter Killer Queen.
Alright.
Yeah, so I think it has a decent home.
I agree.
So it's better than the New Mutants, but a little bit worse than Jexy.
Yeah. Alright. I forgot how much I enjoyed Jexy.
Jexy was fun.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah. I mean, the other way that we could do this, just for shits and giggles, I could also say it is sitting between Yes Day and Unhinged, since that's the top and lowest C+ movie.
Oh shit, I didn't know Unhinged was that low.
Yeah, it is fairly low. But
I mean, saving grace for that movie is Russell Crowe, let's face it.
absolutely. But yeah, so that's where Army of the Dead's sitting. And I think it has a pretty decent home.
I agree. Absolutely agree.
Yeah. So that concludes this week's breakdown. If you guys like this episode, want to hear more of our stuff, be sure to follow and subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. We are basically everywhere. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, RadioPublic, Radio.com, Spotify, and more. You can also catch all of our episodes on YouTube, as well as some videos that we'll make someday.
Over the rainbow.
You can also follow us on social media if you want to hit us up with an episode idea, want to answer our question of the week, or if you want to join us for an episode. We would love to have anyone on with us. You can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/theallbros, Twitter and Instagram. Our handle is @theallbros. You can also email us if you would like, theallbroschannel@gmail.com. Or there is a link on our website, tinyurl.com/theallbros, and you can find links to everything that we do, including our merch store, which is on TeePublic. There will be links to everything in the description. So next week, let's see what we were going to do. Alright, next week we will be breaking down the newest Lin-Manuel Miranda musical, In the Heights.
Yeah.
It is an HBO Max movie. You can also see it in theaters right now.
Yep.
Yeah. So be sure to go check that out before we break it down next week. And until then, this has been the All Bros Podcast. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we'll catch you guys next week. Deuces.
So long. Just gets worse and worse.
That was rough.
I thought being together wouldn't fix it, but no, I'm sorry, bro. Sorry.